welcome back to Action Round Zero. I'm with JR Jones. Hello, JR.
Hey Alex, thanks for having me.
This is actually my game against Bartosz Wrobel, as known as a birdman called Sparrow. So I will try to defend my position here while you try to attack me. Hope we can still remain as friends after this game, JR.
Yeah, pretty selfish of this guy to be like, oh hey, why don't I throw my own game on ARZ? Interesting decision, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I was
You got
gonna.
a pretty good hand here.
Yeah, so what would you do here?
I would not do 3-3-2 because you're about to get sockos, hopefully. Or are you gonna headline Marshall over Middle East? That's insane, dude. It's got to be Middle East. You got to take your 4 VP while you can get it.
Oh, okay. I think the past me might agree with you here.
Marshall fake out Middle East is interesting, but you're leaving yourself wide open to a sockos here.
Yeah, I know,
And
but
sockos is a good and
then
sockos is a good headline into Marshall.
But then, like, if you see a martial setup, like, would you still want to headline socialist government? Because, uh,
Yeah, dude, it's great.
well, like, it's kind of, that's true. Well, I was trying to
I mean,
trick
it's
him out
not,
here.
maybe great's not a strong word. There's better headlines for sure. It wouldn't be necessarily my first choice, but like it's not bad. Especially since we know you have Europe, he doesn't have Europe. He doesn't want like you to be able to score at AR1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, AI war, that's fine. No big deal.
Good
Nice
roll, good
miss.
roll.
Yeah, and now I wonder if we're going to see a Italy coup. Nope, just going to go with that one and roll bad.
So
Dude,
would
this game's
you
so easy.
event marshal here, or would you?
I probably would have waited. I would have gotten out of Iran here.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
I don't want I don't want a counter coup to block me out of Asia. And he's probably not going to just like jam West Germany or something. We don't like
Mm-hmm.
Truman's unaccounted for and stuff. I like getting out of Iran because a big coup here is bad.
Yeah.
And if he has decall or destall, he also just gets Thailand's now too.
This is actually kind of interesting because I can kind of learn from my own mistakes here. Okay, so you cruise. So my
And now
logic
I
was that
think you just coup it back.
yeah, I like this because I left Iran vulnerable because I wanted to. If he coups Iran, then I can kind of counter coup that again. And if he had Vietnam revolts or decoy, I thought he might have headlined it because I opened with fake Marshall.
Okay, Vietnam. I mean, definitely. I think Vietnam over AI war, 100%.
Yeah.
He would have done that. Um, Decall, I personally wouldn't risk it because some people do like to do the fake march. And I don't mind getting the coup back on Iran here because now you get Pakistan, India, which is nice.
Yeah,
It's just I don't like buying on the dice. Like if he had a 3 op and you rolled like a 6 or something, it's like, do you really want to coup Iran back if there's like 4 in there? Like not really.
that's true.
So it definitely worked out here, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just don't like relying on dice because I'm bad at rolling dice. But I'm always afraid when I have to coup back.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna get into Thailand as well, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Although we do run into an issue if he goes to or it goes into Afghanistan here because we don't have a 3 op to take Pakistan.
So I think for Bartosz, one Lebanon kind of makes sense. Two Korea also makes sense. Two Afghanistan also makes sense as you mentioned. Okay, we're gonna see two South Korea. Dump
I
Europe.
really think, yeah, I like dumping Europe here. Our odds are bad. We don't want to get hit with a blockade and get screwed over in Europe.
Yeah.
I really think he should have got one into Afghanistan though.
Instead
I
of
like
Lebanon.
pressuring Pakistan, make you go in kind of thing.
Yeah.
That space makes sense. We might not even be spacing this turn, so not a lot we can do there. Got to spread out in Asia. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another space. Ooh.
Nice hit. Okay, he's off to the races,
Yeah.
which sometimes can get you in some trouble as the Soviets. You know, especially if he gets to tier 4 by the mid-war, you get all those problematic cards.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay, nice little special.
this has been a pretty brutal hand for Bartosz here.
Yeah, he had not very many ops.
Yeah.
Um,
No good events either.
no, he had nothing really going for him. Could you have taken Dawn there? No, you couldn't. So, okay, I like that play. And you get all the good stuff over here. Just don't get purged.
Yeah.
That is a very real concern, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is getting purged.
And IP war hitting on Pakistan looks devastating here.
It'd be bad, but you're still not going to get dominated if an IP war hits. You will lose 2 battlegrounds, which is sad. But you are up 10 VP now. Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he has Europe or if he has Asia, we probably should see him just dump Asia now. I can't think of anything more pressing. If I was us, my most important thing is to space decall. Okay, that's pretty painful in Europe or in Middle East. I mean, definitely want to see us get into what is that, Iraq right now, which I think we're gonna see. Yeah, good. And yeah, there's no rush to fix Europe, so that's a nice piece of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's a shame, but that's life.
Because I'm holding both decon and destall, there's like absolute no need to rush to Angola at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's not going into Africa. Yeah. I would just I don't like going into Africa if I don't have to, because it's just a nice juicy coup target for him. So I definitely would not enter this turn and just, if he redraws decall, unlucky, but no reason to walk over there. We've got stuff to do. We can overprotect Europe. We can take some more ops into the Middle East, overprotect Panama, or go to Costa Rica, depending on your preference.
I was just thinking, is spacing decall kind of that giveaway to telling that I have destall? Kind of feels like that.
Yeah, sometimes. I was thinking that you might, like, obviously you have to do it, but I might have waited a little bit before I pulled the trigger on it. But that being said, like, with this hand, you did have to space at some point. And I think giving Korean War isn't that much of a giveaway, I guess. I was going to say that's also kind of ooh, what's he doing with this? Just Middle East fill?
Yeah, that was... Okay, so... Would you use US-Japan here or no?
I would use US-Japan. I think I would overprotect Pakistan. Yeah. Obviously, we need to do that. And then I'm debating if I would go 3 into Iran or 3 into Saudi. I think I might do Saudi.
See, the thing is, I was thinking, like, let's say I use US-Japan to Pakistan and Iran right away. Then I was fearing that Sparrow might just put 5 into Japan with China card. So I was just trying to bait him out on, like, hey, I don't have US-Japan, why don't you fill Japan off, and I'll just, steal China card from him. But
yeah, so we see the blockade event. I mean, I think that was going to happen no matter what. It's turn 2, you haven't seen D-stall, that's pretty much always going to be that. If you're worried about that, you could just do one of the USJ ops into Japan. Put Japan to 2-0. I don't think I've seen you do that, but people do that. I like that play sometimes.
Yeah. Do you think this was a mistake?
No, I like holding our 4-op. We've got ops to respond to whatever happens now.
Yeah.
I might have just put 2 in Saudi rather than that. That's a weird one. That I don't understand that play at all, honestly.
Yeah. And Dugal hasn't been seen yet, so...
Yeah, overprotecting France is good. I really don't understand the pack jam. I guess he just thought you had bad ops.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you just redrew a bunch of beautiful cards.
This is Purge, right?
Wow.
Or is it Defectors?
I don't know what his... do you remember what his knowns are here at all?
I have no idea.
Defectors hitting Vietnam would be kind of nice.
There were nothing too potent about Defectors right now, I think.
Yeah, I think Vietnam is probably his best headline. Yeah. Okay, C5, whatever. Purge does the same job of neutering that as anything else would.
Yeah.
If I was him, I would place this op to bother you. Like, I don't know, either Pakistan or Laos, but then I would just coup Panama and accept in my heart that Asia's a lost cause because he's purged. Yeah, that's fine. And he agrees with me.
Panama, yeah.
Yeah.
But he rolls like you,
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
he
Oh.
more than agrees with you.
Yeah. I don't see anything super pressing on the board. I would probably just score Asia and move on. Okay, you're worried about a decall redraw. I can respect that. This is fine. You do need to spread out in Africa this turn. IP War's a redraw, right? Yeah, because he swung that last turn. So we can even walk through Africa and he won't coup, and then we can swing the IP War for Millops later in the turn and he'll be sad. So hopefully we'll see that. Oh, this guy, dude. Look at this greedy guy.
Yeah, well, like the thing is, I was doing the math in my head where if I score Asia and get IP War off, that's 7 VPs.
Yeah, okay, you're at 14. But I mean, the IP War wasn't going anywhere, is what I'm thinking.
Well, the thing is, if he fills up Iran, then the odds are slightly lower, and I want it more stable at Pakistan.
Okay. So you're just being a greedy little boy. Wow, you've played him a lot of times. Is that 16 games? That's crazy.
No, I think that's 9-3. I think 9-4. It's actually thanks to you because I played Blitz against him and that was like 5 games.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I assume we're not going to enter Cameroon until AR6, so you can't coup it back, which is also fine. It just means we won't already be in Nigeria. You better event De Gaulle here, otherwise Justin will yell from wherever he is. And that makes sense. So are you going to hold defectors here, or are you going to hold D-stall here? That's a tough choice, honestly.
I think I'm more inclined to hold D-stall if I were me, which he is. So
yeah. In this case, I agree because I really want to get to Guatemala and I really want to get to Cameroon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of just spacing D-stall. I've been burned by. Okay, now there's no choice. Now it has to be defectors. Easy choice. Under containment. Take our 3 ops.
So I think I'll go. Yeah.
Is South Africa that important? Guatemala's so nice because it just makes the Mexico coup so bad.
Mm-hmm. No, but the coup will go to Panama if you go into Guatemala.
That's true, but they can always coup Panama. So this is not a good hand. But CRG is a great headline. It gives us Africa control in the headline. It messes up Southeast Asia a bit, so that's all nice. But you're gonna have to give some really painful events here. You got both Angola cards. Che hurts. Presumably, we're spacing D-stall this turn. Willie, I guess, is not that bad, but.
So, what would your CRG be here?
1 Nigeria, 1 Laos. I might even put 1 in Angola, just preemptively knowing I'm going to give a bunch of this junk.
Yeah. And
then I don't think I would put the last one in South Africa. I think I would probably do Malaysia for a little bit of brush coverage on Thailand.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay, Junta, that's a disaster. There's nothing we're really going to do about it. He's going to go into Uruguay, coup Panama, and then spread to both halves. And we have a pretty bad hand for nuke subs, so I think we just have to live with it and try a Columbia walk and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think I should have listened to you here. Instead of Vietnam, I should have gone to Angola. I think that was a blunder.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, I like just getting that extra one into Angola because we have these 2 bad events we're probably giving this turn.
I was thinking like maybe I could have gotten 1 Southeast Asian country off from him because if I were hypothetically holding VOA, then I could have wiped him out on South America if he decides to repair both Southeast Asia and go into South America at the same time. But he didn't fall for my trick, so.
He also had to have a 4. I mean, there's always the chance he doesn't have a 4 too. So I don't mind trying to snipe one of those countries away from him. I might have just used the 2 there. I might have waited on like the West Germany overprotect. Because you might want to flip one of those countries. Like you could still flip Lao with a 3 later this turn.
That's true. But
the board's getting pretty saturated here. Like we don't have a ton of ops, but like what are we gonna do with them?
It's kind of interesting because my logic was that my hand isn't that great, so I wanted to free up some cards at least.
Sure. So now
Willie is like definitely playable as a 2-up coup if I need it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. This will be Venezuela and probably 1 Chile. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. You have to respond to that. Are you thinking at this point that you're gonna give him Che? Because if so, I might have used those ops to overprotect my battlegrounds.
No, I think I waited out on cooing with Che, using Che right now because I thought he would coup Cameroon sometime because I have a good coup target on Uruguay, so he'll be more inclined to coup Cameroon in the middle.
Yeah.
So
And now he's in Central, so like obviously okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's in Central, so yeah, I understand trying to wait the Che out here. Yep, that makes sense.
So this looks like a nice, easy, good win for Blues, right?
It depends which scoring comes, right? I mean, you are going to be knocking on the doorstep here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you do get a free Che, so that's nice. I don't know that I would coup. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I want to coup with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I might. Did you think about doing something like event it first and then use Che to walk into? Okay, yeah, you did.
I think that's just gonna be Colombia, Nigeria, and okay.
Yeah. That's what you think about doing. That all makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. It means I definitely would like to hold Nixon now. We get to take our Willie coup, which is nice. In my last AR here, I would just SAU and then go 1 Angola, 1 South Africa, I think.
But then I was thinking, like, if I vent Nixon right now and get Europe scoring next turn, then I can win.
That's so greedy. That'd be a greedy play.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're about to see Europe here anyway, so you're not going to do that.
Aw, damn it.
Oh.
But after all that investment...
I don't love the jam you're thinking about here because he has Uruguay, so it's only like...
Yeah.
Is that 2 VP, 3 VP, something like that?
3 VP.
3 VP. I mean, that's not nothing, but it's not a huge one. Okay, we got some more problems here.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got gunman and UN. Never mind. Okay, this hand's actually totally harmless. We can UN gunman and we can space South African. So.
But is Brush a space card nice. Or is it an event card?
Well, I'm not playing, so you can use Brush. What's your thought process with Brush instead of how I learned? Because I like how I learned to deny the coup. And this Brush is presumably going into South America anyway, so it was going to be a 50-50 on Venezuela in any scenario.
Sorry, I dipped on the last part.
I was just saying, so what I assume we're going to use Brush in South America, probably. I guess you could try it in the Middle East, but it doesn't really change the Dom situation.
But then again, if you hit Brush and then score Europe and you somehow get 1 BP, you could still win. Is that being too greedy?
I think that's being too greedy, dude. I think you've got a good position overall, and now he's just going to salt and pick up Brush, and you're going to be sad about it. So, but I like denying the coup. Like, imagine after this salt, how I learned, you can how I learned back down to
Yeah.
2, and you don't have to get into a coup war anymore. You don't have to worry about weird realigns. I think for me, this would have to be South America. I would also miss the roll, but like even if you hit this on Iran, it's not gonna. You're still gonna get dominated in the Middle East.
But then, like, let's say like you hit on Iran and then Saud goes up and you coup him out of Libya, then you can equalize Middle East.
If you coup him out of Libya with basically a 2-op coup because you're under assault, you would need a 6, right? Like that's
China.
too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
That's too rich for my blood. I guess this also maybe gives us the opportunity to dump gunmen, which I might do here now that Africa is not scoring. Just get it out of the game completely.
Ah, thanks, JR.
Okay. Nice one, dude. Sorry. It's because you knew I was going to watch this video later.
Yeah.
You were mentally preparing for me to see that miss.
I went for Iran because I knew I was going to fail, and
I'm surprised he picked up Purge. That's so weird to me. I mean, now you just give gunmen, right? Like,
so
okay, I guess you could use China. Yeah, you could use China to take that. I don't know. I like giving gunmen here. Oh, Europe's reasonable.
But then,
I'm surprised he purged you. What's the plan here?
Oh, you're in for it, right, buddy?
Oh, it's Quag. It's Quag, right? He's about to Quag you. Don't miss. Oh, you're in really big trouble.
Yeah, I'm in for a ride, buddy.
No. Are you gonna miss an entire turn here?
Oh, more than that.
Okay, so
this is a party time now for Sparrow.
And you have to use missile envy. You have to use the 1-op here to retake Europe, Dom.
Yeah, it's for me. It's either retake Europe Dom or Q Lebanon.
I think for me this has to be Europe, Dom. Yeah, the Quag here is absolutely brutal, and there was nothing you could do about it except not headline brush. And then you could have put that in the trap.
Yeah, I think that would have succeeded and got me out because I rolled a 1.
True. Now he gets to sweat a little. It's not going to matter, but well, maybe you should have gone for the Nixon play.
Yeah, I should have gone for Nixon. That's why I was asking you if I were being too greedy, and I should have been greedy.
Well, the benefit is that took him a bunch of ARs to set up.
Yeah.
So it's now AR4. So you're only missing 4, 5, 6. You're missing 4 ARs, which is, of course, a disaster, but, like, it could be worse. Him getting 3 coups in a row is quite bad. Okay, that's unfortunate because it gives him a little breathing room. He will get South America off for 10 here. Like, there's no question. If he has it, it's getting off for 10.
Yeah, it's not gonna hold out.
Oh man, he doesn't even have to. I like that it makes you select every turn. Like, hey, do you want to put a card in? Nope.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, if he has South America at some point of the game, this will be an action round 0 material right here.
Yeah. So he's only got 2 ARs left. I guess you just take Panama and then probably take a DEFCON. Is he going to keep DEFCON at 5? That would be really interesting.
Yeah, he could have actually.
I don't know. I know the Pope is bad and like you don't want to lose on it, but he's losing pretty badly right now. Like I think it's the time where you just take your 2 ops to take Panama and you don't worry about.
Yeah, I would agree with you here. Actually, I didn't realize it while I was playing this, but he should have taken Panama right there.
Yeah, there's no reason to wait. Like we could get OAS, we could coup him out of Colombia next turn. Presumably, next turn you're headlining How I Learned to drop this DEFCON before he can make it too much of a mess. I would think.
Yeah, what a lovely turn, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. It could have been worse though. That could have been worse, honestly. Like that was bad, but not as bad as it necessarily could have been. Okay, CIA. Eh,
So what's your
tough
headline
choice.
here?
Tough choice. So you have to think, do I want to get out of Gunman? Do I want Gunman out of the game forever? And you say no. I don't. Or at least you punt on the decision. For me, it was either How I Learned or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Puppet because now we're just giving him a coup in Panama if he wants it.
Yeah, that's true. This was pretty difficult decision right here because I um I can still counter coup.
Well, you can't drink yet because you're
Yes,
still in the trap, so you have to get out of the trap
that's
first.
true.
Okay, just a baby coup in Africa to start. And he fails. Hopefully we get out in one. We don't, Jesus
I
Christ.
told you it's a great time here.
Oh man. Okay, we really cannot afford to fail again.
Do you dump How I Learn or do you dump you two?
You too. At this, Jesus Christ. Because at this point we have to play Gunman UN.
Yeah.
So I would have dumped you too. But I would have dumped the one you just did next anyway. Well, actually, Indy Reds could be a decent event here. He is kind of contesting Europe.
Mm-hmm.
This game is so bullshit. Okay, he's going to take Mexico to take Central Domination here.
Another coup.
No. Oh, right, he has one more coup to take. I forgot. Okay, that makes sense. I thought DEFCON was already all the way down, but there was one more to go.
So
Okay, now he's going to take Mexico and Angola. See, but he could have had central control right now. Like,
yeah, his hand must be terrible, right?
but I mean, I'm just saying, even ignoring what his hand is right now, if he just had last turn put the Pope into Panama rather than spacing it, he wouldn't have had to give China here. Okay, I would take a 2-up reline on Mexico, which is exactly what you're going to do here. Nice. Even on Angola, dude. No, don't be a coward. Got Angola out of it. But you're right. The even on Cuba is better, especially if you roll a 6-1.
So at least I secured Angola and Mexico out of this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now USJ is going to go to Mexico to Angola.
Well, one
okay.
Paraguay will
okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Try and steal back a quick 2 VP in South. Although it looks like it's not coming. I think he probably would have scored, maybe. So maybe we'll get Kennedy South, which would be huge. Wow, he doesn't even get Dom out of it. He only gets 2 VP or whatever. So you're presumably going to coup again here, but I think I would have taken the Cameroon coup before I took the Haiti coup there.
There was.
It's not a huge deal.
Yeah, well, even overprotecting Angola makes sense here, but I think I'll go coup here just for BP.
Yeah, you are leaving yourself open to a Middle East redraw, which would be a disaster.
So this is
great
sales or OAS, right?
He has Central or he has South, but he's not going to headline it. OAS doesn't really give us a reasonable chance to block it. This is just grain. Mm-hmm. This is just grain and take a big old Argentina coup.
And
I think
I'm just letting you know there's no reshuffle here.
Oh, okay. So there is.
So we're going
how many
to
cards
see all
are
the
left?
late cards.
Do you know how many are left?
I think I remember there were like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so a reasonable number.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're him, do you want to trigger a reshuffle here? I don't know. Probably not. There's more good scorings for you than there are for him, especially after this grain. I guess he also can't give you Astronaut if he doesn't have South. Like, if he doesn't have South, he is praying that you have it.
Yeah. So this was an interesting moment here. So even Middle East, when you said it was a disaster, it's not really a disaster because there were no reshuffle.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that one's not good.
Yeah.
I would just overprotect battlegrounds in South America, honestly. That's not what you wanted. So you know his hand better than me, but that feels like we have to just return it and then take a 2 on
when I was
Argentina.
playing this, I knew that his hand was problematic. Like he's probably holding BOA, Bear Trap, Aston, and those stuff. So I had to play it and failed miserably, and then triggered this.
Okay, obviously you rolled a 1, so it doesn't matter. But I think that had to be in South America. I think that needs to be Argentina. Just at least make him repair it, if nothing else. Okay, that doesn't matter. Is he gonna take? Oh, don't get cute. Just take the one out of East Germany. You've got a huge country count advantage. You don't need to take both of those. So is this going to be Pakistan and Mexico? Yes.
Do you take Pakistan back here, or do you do something else?
You could harass him with OAS. You did say his hand is really bad, right?
Yeah, I think I remember his hand was problematic.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we'll see South America right here, or we won't. Wow. You really lucked out that South America was one of like the 2 or 3 cards in the draw pile. That's crazy. Oh no, there it is. Took him a minute. See, I'm really curious. Obviously I don't know his hand right now, but I would have been really curious about OAS just 2 into Argentina there if we would have been able to harass him if his hand is really this problematic.
I think it was problematic, but it wasn't like too problematic where he couldn't fight back at all. Because I remember him having something else. So now the scoreboard is now pretty much red.
Yeah, the scoreboard's not looking so good. We're not getting off arms race this turn. I think that's no reason to hold that. We probably should take a country in the Middle East. Although I guess you said, I think he has... Does he have Camp David?
Yeah, no. Camp David's one of the unknown cards.
Okay, he might or might not have.
He might have it, so I just decided not to
worry about it.
Yeah. I think that was a mistake in a way because Nigeria was wide open.
True, but it did protect Mexico.
Yep.
So you already had domination in Africa. So, I mean, the 4th battleground is really nice to have, but it's not the end of the world.
Yep. Would you rather be me or would you rather be Bartosz here?
I think I would rather be him. He has a strong Middle East, a very strong South, and a reasonably strong Central.
Yeah.
You have a very strong Europe, a weak-ish Asia, and then Africa, which I never consider that strong. And we can't really take advantage of this. I guess it's just Sadat and then Summit to take Egypt for me, probably. Because he can't contest it.
But then, if you
really have the...
I should wait until Camp David, right? To be more greedy.
No. Why would you? I mean, if he has Camp David, he might dump it right here. Yeah, I think I would have liked to see Sadat there when he was in the trap. Now you should probably wait and see. Hope you get Camp David.
Yeah.
So I think I would just...
Yeah,
we need to space here.
Yeah.
I would just space.
In my head here, I was wondering like what was his remaining card was, Asnot or Camp David, or it depends. Like if I say Asnot, then the spacing would look very dumb here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to space both of these? Yes, you are. And
Eh,
you cause a reshuffle.
yeah.
Was that calculated? Did you know that by
Yeah, I
dropping
knew
two
there
cards
were
there?
only two remaining cards, and it was only blue, so I was definitely on the safe side. And I thought reshuffle was kind of in my favor because I think I could fight back on Middle East with Sadat slightly, and then hoping to
Yeah,
redraw Europe.
you fight back on Middle East
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah, and then I can fight back on Cuba too. So I thought maybe
Yeah,
causing
okay.
reshuffle was better, but maybe that's gonna hurt me back in the long term. I'm not too sure.
Tough choice,
Yeah.
tough choice. I'm not sure. This is a bad hand.
Mm-hmm.
Muslim is obviously pretty unplayable here. Reformer is always unplayable. And you just don't have that much power. Like, EEU doesn't do anything here. Um, this, I would love to see him play AWOX, because if we could hold, like, tear down and play EEU on AR7, that would be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sadat to take Egypt, then you could event Muslim, and then you could just go back into Egypt, because at that point it's not that painful, which is probably what I would do, because I really want to hold teardown here. I want to event EEU on AR7, and then see if turn 9 I can draw Chernobyl. He has no protection in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go for Europe, but I like leaving the option open, because the
Yeah.
board does look pretty bad here.
It all depends on which scoring comes out first.
Yeah. Like, war games could go to either of you right now, for sure.
So Nixon must event. Sadat is a must event. Space either
Yeah, Nick.
Reformer or Muslim. I think I'll space Reformer because Muslim can be playable later on if AWACS comes.
Yep.
Tear
And I
down.
think it's playable even if you don't get AWOX, honestly.
Yeah.
After if it's post Sadat. Panama is going to be annoying here. The only problem is if he just ignores it and coups, we don't have a great 3-op that I'm excited to take Panama with. Like, I guess it's EEU, but I really want to event that. I guess you could take it with Muslim and then just poke your way back into Egypt, but that's risky. That's going to be annoying.
Taking
that's a
out
good
of
reason that
Yugoslavia and Romania helped because you'll never
Yeah,
get
because it didn't give
domination
it.
here.
He can't. Yeah, that did. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I am a little happy to see him play UN, not with a DEFCON card, because we're going to take Nixon back, and then he can. There's just a reshuffle, so everything's in there. CIA, Grain, Duck, Cal.
Yep.
So there's a lot of DEFCON threats out there for him.
And remember, Truman's out, so he can contest Europe if he wants to.
Yeah. But we got to focus on Africa. Okay. Well, I think this is. I think I would have tore down. Although this is fine. This is fine.
Tear down Europe?
Yeah, I was going to say just tear down for ops to kind of repair.
Yeah.
But keeping tear down around, I guess, is pretty nice. Like, you can realign France if he tries to jam it or something. Which he's not doing because he's busy playing Junta.
So he's got all the monster cards, clearly.
Yeah.
I was very concerned because if I play tear down, then he's gonna start jamming into Europe. It was kind of like my backup card.
I think you could have probably gone tear down 2 Mexico, 1 France. I don't
Yeah.
know how likely he is to contest Germany at this point, but it's definitely possible. That's a shame. I think it's time to event Sadat. Okay. I still liked the option to keep that for an event, so I think I might have waited on that one. If he had Europe, he would have dumped it already, so...
Yeah, it was very tricky position because he could have attacked in every single direction, and I was just only responding this whole turn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, Marine Barracks.
that's a huge problem. Okay, but now Muslim is for who cares? Just play
Yeah.
Muslim. And hopefully you're gonna poke one in. I think you just have to risk it for 1 AR.
How about Iraq?
Okay, that's fine. Just don't lose the war.
Yeah. Well, we have JR. We have you. We'll never win.
That's true.
Yeah, he will
That's
never
true.
win any war. Can you actually land IP war or any other wars at all? And not matter?
I feel like my war. I always lose them when the other guy does them, but I feel like my rolls are average. Like I don't
Okay.
think my IP wars are horrible or anything.
So if this is weird because if I give Yuri and Samantha, I can't coup anymore because it's essentially
Yeah, if you
yeah.
yeah, it's tricky because now he's in war games territory. Um,
But then, would you like to give up Panama as well?
no, but I also don't want to give. Okay, he's in war games anyway. Okay, good choice. Good choice. Because now he's very much in war games. I think. Is there a reason to do that instead of spacing and getting the reformer out of our hand and maybe drawing something better and not
Well,
a disaster? If we
with
play
4
it?
up, I can tie Middle East.
Okay, with 4 ops you can tie in the Middle East. Okay, voice is nice. We can voice in the headline him out of Libya, and maybe like Zaire. You could also duck if you're feeling
How
like
about
it's a DEFCON.
since shuttle's in effect? How about Libya, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia?
Oh, it makes him presenceless. Okay, yeah. I like this. I don't like this war. You should not lose this if at all possible.
We have
Um,
JR. We have you.
okay, yeah, never in doubt, because he can walk back in. Should have been duck, dude. You should have played duck.
Yep.
He would have had. But I mean, there's no way of knowing that. I think the VOA was better. Okay, so this is just a Zaire coup then?
Yeah. I don't think I make this. Oh, never mind. I do.
No, you do. That's
Okay.
big.
So I think it'll be
Okay,
Lebanon
can
here
you?
for him.
What about what about Saudi?
Oh
Okay,
yeah, true.
Lebanon, fine.
Yeah. But Lebanon almost
He,
denies me of ever getting back possible
yeah,
domination in the Middle East because it's
you're
gonna be
yeah,
too
you're not
expensive.
getting Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we need to at least put 2 in Japan there.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Okay, Che, D-Star Reformer, all unplayable. Ortega, somewhat unplayable until...
All right, I told you to not lose this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I think Bartosz lost every single war here.
Yeah. Okay, so Ortega is great to be in our hand because we can just event that and then we can enter Cuba at our leisure. Is D-Stall really going to be that much of a problem here after we take Cuba?
I think it kind of does in a way because it might tie things in Africa and equalize
Yeah,
in
that's
Central.
true. That's true. He can equalize Africa.
Yeah.
For
Because
me, this is Ortega, and then I would fill Japan because I don't want him to fight me in Japan at all. I want it to just be done with Asia. And it's mine. Yeah, like we need to do that too, but we didn't take it this AR, so like you
Yeah.
can just wait an AR. You could take Japan, and then
Mm.
when you use a 3-op later, you could just take Cuba.
Yeah, past me should have listened to
Che,
you now.
yeah, Che's a problem. I, the Reformer is 100% unplayable. The Reformer is my space card. Yeah, that's
Okay.
annoying. You really need a bunch of scorings to come out in turn 10. Like, the board isn't bad, but being down 9 is pretty tough to come back from. You definitely need to get a few VP here.
How about South America scoring? That would be pretty bad.
Yeah, South America's scoring you almost certainly lose unless his hand is like 6 scoring cards. Okay, Che, yeah, who cares? Like, he's going to coup Haiti here, but like,
And
whatever.
Costa Rica.
And then he'll coup.
Oh,
No,
oh yeah, and
Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just take it back, take it back. I don't. How good was his hand? He has not great, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was okay, I think.
Yeah. So we're gonna space, and then maybe we coup with nuke subs to save the VP.
Yep.
A Haiti coup also gives us central
Domination. Yeah.
dom. Yeah. Or if you want to get greedy, you can go for Guatemala and try and set up some realigns. But I would just take the Haiti coup. That's pretty annoying. Guess we're repairing it.
I think Bartosz is just trying to like deny my mill-ops so that he can war games territory. He can just maintain his war games territory.
Right. It's a little hard to do that with North Sea oil because you get some ARs here, but okay, so I'm spacing the Reformer.
Yeah, this was kind of weird because I wanted to fight
Rather
for
than
Central.
instead of overprotecting France, I think I would have liked to go into Canada there, turn on NORAD. You can NORAD a bunch of, like, you could NORAD Venezuela, you could NORAD Iran, you could NORAD a country in Europe if you needed to.
But I needed the VP. Like I think I'm doing the counting here where if he goes all into Africa, then I can still win in domination. So Zimbabwe was kind of interesting for me at the same time.
Okay.
Um,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So he can go. He could block it if he spends all 4 in Africa, which he might. Like, I don't know. There's not a ton of more important things to do. The kind of interesting thing to see is where's he going to pull from? Is he just going to give up on even pretending to contest Europe, or is he going to like pull some out of Panama? Like, it's kind of a weird D-stall. I guess you could take 2 out of Chile,
you can take
probably.
out from Yugoslavia and Romania.
Yeah, I mean, I guess how many countries do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're right. Yeah, just take those out. Who cares? You already have 5 countries. Even if he takes both of those, he's -1, and you're only 2 ops away from having 7 countries. So you're right. Just take those 4 ops. And yeah, I think I would throw these all into Africa.
Like Ethiopia, Sudan,
Ethiopia, 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 Sudan, and then like Tunisia or Botswana or just a 2-stab.
I think I'll go for Botswana because if I were Bartosz on turn 10, I'll coup Angola and realign Africa.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, he says you win Pakistan. Okay. Wait,
I almost clicked on pass.
I was getting ready to yell at you. I was gonna wake my wife up and she was gonna get mad at me because I was about to be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Okay, you got Africa, you got Europe, you got Central. Wow, those are the three scorings you wanted.
Yeah.
I think you
I needed Asia
to,
instead of Central.
I think you have to headline Africa, right? Like
Yeah.
you're about to get cooed there either way.
Deco's still there, out there. ABM is still out there. Socialist is still
But
out there. So
he's 1000% AR1 cooing Africa.
yeah,
So you're never getting like it's getting worse. So it's Africa. If he blocks it in the headline, bummer.
that was my logic too. But then like there were so many cards that could neuter my African domination right now. And
sure, but there's
yeah, and he's got headline peak as well.
But even in a world where he doesn't have like, is his? I don't see a world where his AR1 isn't cooing either Zaire or Angola.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so let's just hopefully take our points. Yeah. I like this.
And I need to get out of War Games territory right now. So this was like one of the most crucial moments in the game.
Yeah.
So it's either like I lose right now, or I can like survive and then aim for a win in final scoring.
Yeah, the other thing is Sokovs would be an unbelievable disaster in Europe because he'll just flip Italy. So if this makes him attack Africa instead, that's honestly better for us. Because he can't. I don't think there's no world where he takes Africa Dom here. So that's bad, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Is he gonna take a coup? Interesting. I think one of those should have gone into Thailand, and I think he probably could have just flipped Thailand because that with China because that blocks Dom.
Mm-hmm. I think he might be betting on that I don't have Asia.
Well, but which he's right about. But I mean, that's still 6 VP in final. Like
that's true.
That's so much. Like your coup here is pretty weak, honestly. Like, what would you have couped here? Like if you had gotten the coup off, I don't know. So this. Like, just imagine a world where he has Thailand now, and you could. What would you? I don't know. Like, I don't know what I would coup here. I don't have an answer for that one. So you are a brave person because you retook those rather than playing war games or playing around war games, which I assume is what he's saying no justice because you greedily did not play around war games and then didn't get punished for it.
I've been trying to be. I was thinking about being greedy the whole game. Gotta be greedy now.
Your hand is bad here. Yeah. It's worth noting that your hand is quite bad.
But I was wondering, like, if Bartosz starts breaking into Central America, then I don't have anything else to do.
Right.
So is it dump Central, or should I still go for domination? And I go for domination, I guess.
It's tough because it's like, what are we even protecting it with? Like, we're giving Vietnam early. Like, you can't give Iran Contra that early. Like, the realigns are a disaster.
Yeah.
One small step you kind of need to event for, what is that, 4 VP?
3 VP.
3 VP? Okay, now you have to dump Central because this is jamming Panama. Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. Score it right now. Score it right now. Okay. Thank you for 0. We'll take that.
That Latin America death death crisis went to Colombia and Brazil, if you've seen it. And maybe
I was wondering about the Colombia, but it makes sense since his plan was to realign. But I think he should have couldn't he have just okay, that worked out, so it's fine. But I was going to say he could have just probably jammed rather than the long way. Okay, so Central is 5, South is 8. That's 13. He has the China card that's 14. He's up one that's 15. Europe is 10. Or Europe is 5. Asia's 6. Oh, that's
Yeah,
huge.
that is huge. Okay, so equalize Central or coup on
So,
Botswana or
so that's worth 2. I'm not that like South Africa is only worth 1 VP at this point. So
mm-hmm.
like whatever. 5 to 7. So yeah, you're not taking Dom in Africa. So if he wants to realign South Africa, whatever. Okay, so Central's 2, that's 8. That's 10 points. Minus 5. Minus 6 is 4. Minus 7 is 3. Okay, so you're winning by like 3. Okay, so you probably have this. It's tough for him to find 4 VP that you can't counter.
I think. Have you calculated China card?
Oh, maybe I did not.
Yeah, I think
okay, so he
at
has.
this point it was a tie.
Okay, Central's 2, South America's 8. That's 10. 11 for 1 VP, 12 for China. Europe is 5, Asia's 6. That's 11. Middle East is 1, Africa's 1. I think you're winning by 1. I think you're up 1 VP, and you have a guilt-free 3 op.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty tough. Yeah, he has a 5-year plan. So if he had given up the coup, he could have taken Thailand and made Asia worth 0.
Yeah.
But you would probably still have Asia Dom, or Africa Dom for like 6.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I mean, I guess it
could
gets
have
him like
broken
1.
into North Korea or South Korea on last AR, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
if that
yeah,
was
okay.
worth it.
I think his line was probably better because then he has to like overprotect all of his battlegrounds. He didn't really have the ops for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think based on that, he just needs to go for some miracle realigns then, because I don't see how he wins on this board. That's a problem. Okay, so 5,
11,
11,
12,
12,
13,
13
blue.
versus Central's 5 and South is 8. So that's 13 red.
Yeah, and 14.
Oh, no, that's 12 red. That's 12 red, 13 for the VP track, 14 for China. So you're down 1, which is...
Yeah.
So you just need to find 2 VP. So poking Lebanon does that. You would no. Taking flipping Lebanon does that, and you win.
Even just going to Jordan wins, going to Venezuela wins, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flipping Lebanon's more fun than taking Jordan, though.
Oh, that's true.
You're right. Breaking Venezuela also wins.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I was just
I get it. Like the VP, like the counting is hard.
Yeah, I always
hard.
mess up the counting, so I always recalculate everything off from the scratch.
Yeah, but yeah, you're gonna win this by like what, 1 VP?
Yeah.
In final. Wow, that's a great game. That was a really good one. Yeah. That was one where you were running away with it the whole time, and I really didn't understand how he was going to presumably get back into it a little. But that purge quag was just such a disaster, and there was nothing you could do about it. He misaligned V'd your only card you could give to it out of your hand, and then you were just stuck. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun one. That was a good game. I thought you both played well. You know, I had some minor nitpicks, but I don't think there was anything big.
Yeah, I think I should have listened to you and then filled Japan instead. Saved one op there. Instead of spending
That's true.
Ducking cover. If I filled Japan op before I filled Cuba, then I think I could have saved another op, which could have made my last action round on turn 10 much easier.
That's true. Yeah, one off, but I mean, that's pretty nitpicky.
Yeah.
The only thing I can really remember I disliked from Bartosz, I was very confused about the Red Scare Purge until I realized he was quagging you, and then it made total sense. And I still might have. I don't know. I still go kind of back and forth on if I would have flipped Thailand or not. But like you said, it probably isn't worth it because then you just poke a battleground.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a fun one. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on and joining me and helping me out, buddy.
Yeah, and thank you to you all, the viewers of ARZ. Hope you enjoyed this game. Can't wait to read the comments and see what you guys think people should have done different in that one.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It was during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much in people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him say, I love my little girls more than anything, and I said to myself, oh no, you can't, don't say that. But I had underestimated him. He went on, I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing in God.